The victory hidden behind effort. In a small countryside town, there lived a young man named Callum. He was born into a humble family. His father, Rupert, worked long days as a carpenter, while his mother, Elsbeth, spent her time tending the garden and sewing clothes for neighbors. From an early age, Callum had an unusual habit. He simply couldn't sit still. Whenever people passed by their yard, they would see him busy with something. Fixing broken fences, carrying water from the stream, helping an elderly neighbor with firewood. People would smile and tease him kindly. Greater than Callum, why don't you rest for once? There's no rush. The world won't run away. Callum would just grin and reply, if I stop moving, I'll lose what I haven't found yet. Many thought his words were just a woe's stubborn pry, but Callum believed every single effort, however small, left a mark on his future. One evening, he asked his mother, greater than Mom, why do so many people have dreams, but only a few reach them? Elsbeth poured him a cup of tea and said, because dreams live in everyone's heart, Callum, but effort doesn't. Dreams alone don't bear fruit. It's effort that unlocks the hidden victory inside them. Those words stayed with him as he grew older. When he finished the local school, Callum moved to the city. Finding work was difficult, so he took the only job he could get, carrying heavy crates behind a nosy marketplace. Day after day, he loaded carts until his shoulders ached, but his spirit never cracked. At night, when his shift was over, Callum slipped into an old shed behind the market. There, he tinkered with scraps of wood and rusty tools. He'd whisper to himself, greater than one day, these hands will build more than just crates. One evening, while Callum was fixing a broken piece of machinery for the market stall, a local entrepreneur named Benedict noticed him. While others complained and dragged their feet, Callum worked silently and quickly. Benedict was intrigued. What's your name, lad? Callum, sir. Ever thought of working in a real workshop? Callum's eyes lit up. I've dreamed of it every night. That chance encounter became the first sign of the hidden victory behind his relentless effort. The struggle and the test. Callum began helping out in Benedict's small workshop, learning new things every day. He stayed late, fixing things no one bothered with. Some nights, when everyone else went home, Callum would be found at a dusty desk, sketching new ideas by candlelight. One night, Benedict walked in to find Callum half asleep at his workbench. Go home, Callum, you're working too hard. But Callum only smiled through his tired eyes. If I stop now, this idea will die on the paper. Tonight's effort is tomorrow's win. Weeks turned into months. Callum's tiny improvements saved the workshop money. He repaired a broken machine that everyone else had written off as scrap. Little by little, his hidden victories began to appear, in the form of better business and new customers. But the real test came when Benedict's workshop received a complicated custom order, something no one had built before. The others refused, afraid of failure, but Callum stepped forward. For weeks, he worked through the nights. He failed, fixed mistakes, cut his fingers, and burned through materials. Whenever he was tempted to quit, he'd hear his mother's words, greater than every effort contains a victory. You just can't see it yet. When he finally finished, the client was amazed. That single order put the small workshop's name on the map. The first harvest. With his growing confidence, Callum gathered his savings and opened a tiny shed of his own. His first team was just him and his old tools. He built furniture by hand, delivered orders himself, and fixed things for free if people couldn't pay. Sometimes people laughed behind his back, greater than my work so hard, you'll wear yourself down. But Callum would only nod, whispering to himself, better to wear down chasing a hidden victory and rust away doing nothing. One year, Callum was invited to show his designs at a local fair. The first 2 days, no one paid attention. On the third day, a businesswoman named Imogen stopped by. She ran her hand over his work, studying every joint and detail. Did you build this yourself? She asked. Every inch, Callum said, his voice trembling a little. Imogen smiled. I think we can make something bigger out of this. Together, they launched a small line of custom furniture that caught the attention of designers across the region. Callum's hidden victories, the nights in a freezing shed, the sweat, the calloused hands, all began to bloom into something real. Coming full circle, years later, Callum returned to his childhood village. Under the same old tree where he once fixed broken tools as a bowl, local kids gathered around him. He told them, greater than listen close, every effort you make plants a seed. It might not grow overnight or next month, but it never dies. A dream is just a story if you don't feed it with action. That if you work, fail, get up, and work again, your hidden victories will find you. A small boy asked, "But what if we try and still fail?" Callum knelt down and smiled. "Greater than you stand back up and try again. Because effort never betrays you. In the end, the biggest victory is not the prize you hold, but the strength you build inside." The moral: no effort is ever wasted. It always shapes a hidden victory. Dreams feed on action. Without effort, they fade. Every drop of sweat becomes a stepping stone tomorrow. True winners fail, but never stop moving. One day, your unseen victories will bloom when you need them most.